All right, today we are testing out freeze-dried chicken. We had chicken the other night. We saved some extra or cooked some extra and then put it aside, put it in the freeze dryer, and this is what it looks like now. It's in a Mylar bag, so we need to take it out so you can see what it looks like.
So we did it as a chicken thigh, a full chicken thigh. However, we did remove the bone, so you'll be able to see that.
Bones don't freeze dry well, apparently, so we pulled the bone out.
That looks pretty. Actually, that's surprisingly solid, hey?
That's crazy. The other thing is that we left the skin on, and in the future, we probably would pull the skin off because that took a really long time to freeze dry. There's so many oils in it, and it kind of traps the moisture.
Well, I think it didn't necessarily take a really long time. It just took longer. I think it would be shorter.
It would be a lot quicker and a lot safer just for long-term storage not to do that. So in the future, we probably just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But we did seem to have got it dry. So.
I think it depends on how quick you're planning to eat it too. But I think it's just safer is like remove your bone and take off your skin. And that's just a safer way to freeze dry. And it would be faster too. But...
Okay, I'm going to try this. I don't know if you could hear that crunch. Mm-hmm. It's just it's so weird because it's like a little cooked chicken, mm-hmm. but it's just so dry. So okay, now I'm destroying this one, which is
that's fine
which is okay.
Rehydrate. So this one, I think we don't care.
It just would be fun to see it all, as one whole thing, basically back to life.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But,
well, that's a pretty big chunk right there.
Yeah.
So we are going to just basically cover this with water, and we're making sure that our water is boiling hot, and because we can just drain the excess water out afterwards. There's no sauce or anything like that we're worried about.
All right, so we got our water on the stove, and it looks like it's just coming to a boil right now. Yeah, Perfect. There it goes. Perfect timing. We did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So we're just going to totally submerge this. It's so funny, it floats.
Yeah.
Now that looks really unappetizing. I'm sure.
Look worse if it wasn't steaming hot.
Do you have one of those chopsticks?
Right here.
You can kind of prod at it.
I kind of wonder if it's gonna be like the pasta, like as it gets the moisture in it.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't totally instant, and that I'm tapping it.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't.
And it's definitely hard, so I'm going to cover it up just to keep some of that steam in there.
And while we're covering it up, if you want to see the mashed potato portion and gravy portion for this meal, we did mashed potatoes.
That's right.
In the previous video.
We did mashed potatoes and gravy in another video, which would go perfectly with this. We would even show you it on the plate, but the kids loved it so much they ate it up real quick. So all right, so the steak that we did, the steak strips were in much smaller pieces than this, mm-hmm. and they rehydrated almost instantly. This does seem to be taking a little bit longer than that.
I'm just curious to poke this one and see. Again, actually, probably the skin off would make a difference in terms of how fast it rehydrates.
Yeah, that skin I think is just a water repellent.
Probably put the lid back on.
And has definitely been causing trouble.
I just thought it would look so good with the skin on. The other thing with the steak strips, though, was that we did cut the steaks into a very tiny,
they were smaller pieces, yeah.
And so it made it really, really fast to hydrate. Whereas if you did a whole steak, I'm curious how that would
go. How long it would take.
How long it would take to hydrate, I don't know. But, I mean, maybe steak is more porous than chicken, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
So, we'll give it like 5 minutes.
I'm just so curious all the time.
Go check it.
5 minutes is a long time to wait. All right, I just want to.
You gonna taste a piece? Do you want to just take? Oh, that's like not bad. Yeah.
So this is one of the smaller pieces, a little bit closer to what we had for the steak strips.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's looking like it's okay.
Yeah, that's looking pretty soft. That right there is a little harder, but that might just be some cartilage or something.
No, that's looking.
Yeah, that's super.
looking
That's
fine.
looking super tender. You want to try some of that?
That seems pretty. I'm not sure. Like it could maybe be rehydrated just a tad bit more, but
It's edible. It's maybe a hair dry. Yeah.
but it's not bad. And we're back.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes.
Yep.
All right. Let's.
Still steaming really good. Oh, that's feeling not bad. It's looking a lot more. I mean, it feels a little bit like I feel like you'd almost want to let some of that water steam off because it's a little bit of saturation.
A little bit runny. All right, so let's see here. We put the reconstruct before I just totally destroyed it, right? Something like that.
So is it? Let's see. Let's pull it apart and see if it actually. Okay, this part in here I think is maybe still a little bit firm, and that's just because it's right in the center. Well, not too bad. It's just right in the center under the skin. So
that skin is definitely causing us trouble.
Both with dehydrating and then rehydrating.
Yeah, both with the freeze drying process and with
because it feels a
rehydration.
little bit here. It's still a little bit hard here because
So you could
the
just
skin is. Just pull it off and put it back in for a little bit. That worked really good. Yeah, other than the parts with the skin, just a little bit.
All right, so now that we're pros, our tips are: don't do the bone because
the bone won't freeze dry, right?
Because the bone won't freeze dry because there's just no way for some of the moisture inside to escape. Don't take the skin off. That's just going to cause trouble, both freeze drying and rehydrating.
Yeah.
Apparently, we just totally submersed it in hot water, and that was about 5 minutes. It may have not even really needed that if we didn't have the skin on there.
Yeah.
And if you
and it was a solid chunk. If you had it in bite size,
and if you were cutting it up, down into like a chicken breast
yeah.
or something, cut into little strips,
yeah,
that would have been really fast.
Yeah. So that will be interesting to see because in our next video we are going to do Russian chicken, and so that will be smaller pieces of chicken.
But they're
that
covered in a sauce,
yeah.
So it'll be a little bit different dynamic.
Yeah.
And if you want to see how that turns out, if the video is out, it'll be right there over top Jill's face, and otherwise you've got to ring the bell and then it will notify you when that video comes out.